long before kingdoms rose from stone, before temples reached toward the heavens, before history found its voice upon papyrus or carved itself into marble, there were stories. Stories whispered beside campfires. Stories carried across mountains by wandering travelers. Stories spoken beneath constellations that our ancestors believed were the very eyes of the gods. Among those ancient tales, none burns brighter than the legend of Prometheus. To some, he was the greatest benefactor mankind has ever known. To others, he was a criminal, a deceiver, a rebel who challenged the authority of Olympus itself. His punishment would become one of the most unforgettable images in mythology. Bound to a lonely mountain, unable to die, forced to endure endless suffering. While an eagle descended each day to tear into his flesh. But why? What act could deserve such eternal torment? Was it truly only because he stole fire? Or was that sacred flame merely a symbol, representing something far greater? Knowledge, freedom, the courage to question authority, or perhaps the awakening of humanity itself. For more than 25 centuries, philosophers, poets, historians, psychologists, artists, and theologians have returned to the story of Prometheus. Each generation discovers something new, hidden within its ancient words. Some see a hero, others see a warning. Some believe he represents scientific discovery. Others believe he embodies humanity's endless desire to reach beyond its limits. Even when doing so comes at a terrible cost. Tonight, we travel backward through thousands of years, into an age when titans ruled creation, when mountains were young, when thunder belonged to kings among the gods, and when one immortal chose compassion over obedience. This is the story of Prometheus. To understand Prometheus, we must journey to a time before Zeus ever ruled the heavens. The ancient Greeks believed that in the beginning, there was chaos. Chaos was not simply disorder. It was the vast, unknowable emptiness from which everything emerged. From this primordial void came Gaia. The earth herself. From Gaia came Uranus, the endless sky. Together, earth and sky gave birth to beings of unimaginable power. The Titans. There were 12 great Titans in all. Oceanus ruled the encircling waters. Hyperion embodied heavenly light. Coeus represented intelligence and inquiry. Creus governed the constellations. Iapetus became the father of several sons who would shape humanity's destiny. Among those sons were Atlas, Menoetius, Epimetheus, and Prometheus. Even among immortals, Prometheus stood apart. While Atlas possessed immense physical strength, Prometheus possessed something infinitely more dangerous. He could foresee possibilities before they unfolded. His very name is commonly translated as forethought. His brother Prometheus means afterthought. The Greeks loved symbolism. These brothers represented two very different ways of living. One thinks before acting. The other understands only after consequences have arrived. Throughout the myths, their names become prophecies. Prometheus plans carefully. Prometheus often acts first and regrets later. Long before mankind existed, Prometheus observed creation with curiosity. He watched rivers carve valleys. He watched stars travel their endless paths. He studied nature itself. Unlike many titans who measured greatness by strength, Prometheus valued wisdom. That wisdom would eventually place him in direct conflict with the ruler of heaven. The world was not peaceful beneath Uranus. Although he fathered countless children, he feared them. Some were imprisoned within Gaia herself. Others were hidden away where they could never threaten his rule. Gaia suffered greatly beneath this cruelty. She pleaded with her children to rise against their father. Most refused. Only one accepted. Cronus, the youngest Titan. Using a sickle fashioned from adamant, Cronus ambushed Uranus. With one violent strike, he overthrew the ruler of the heavens. Thus ended the first great reign. Cronus became king. The Titans inherited creation. For a time, many believed a golden age had begun. Yet history often repeats itself. Cronus soon learned the same lesson that had consumed his father. Power breeds fear. A prophecy foretold that one of his own children would someday overthrow him. Terrified, Cronus swallowed each newborn child the moment they entered the world. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, one after another, they vanished into the darkness within their father's body. Only the youngest escaped. His name was Zeus. Hidden by his mother Rhea, the infant grew to adulthood in secret. When the time was right, Zeus returned. Not merely to rescue his brothers and sisters, but to begin a war unlike anything creation had ever witnessed. The Greeks called it the Titanomachy, a battle so immense that mountains shook, the seas boiled, and the heavens themselves trembled beneath the clash of immortals. The world would never be the same, and somewhere amid that terrible conflict, one Titan faced a choice that would determine the fate of mankind. His name was Prometheus. Unlike many of his Titan kin, Prometheus watched events carefully. He understood something others failed to see. Power alone could not preserve an age. The old order had reached its end. According to several ancient traditions, Prometheus possessed the gift of foresight. Whether through wisdom, prophecy, or profound understanding. He believed Zeus would emerge victorious, rather than perish defending a doomed cause. Prometheus sided with the young Olympian. It was a decision born not from fear, but from vision. He fought beside Zeus during the Titanomachy. When the war finally ended, the Titans who opposed Olympus suffered dreadful punishments. Many were imprisoned forever within Tartarus. Atlas was condemned to bear the heavens upon his shoulders. Others disappeared into darkness. Prometheus was spared, more than spared. He earned Zeus's trust. For a brief moment in mythic history, the king of Olympus and the wisest Titan stood together as allies. Neither could have imagined that one day they would become bitter enemies, because soon another creation would enter the world, one that neither Titan nor God could fully control: humanity. When the echoes of the Titanomachy had faded, the world entered a new age. The Olympian gods now ruled from the gleaming heights of Mount Olympus. The seas belonged to Poseidon. The underworld to Hades. The skies answered only to Zeus. Yet despite the order that had been established, the earth remained strangely quiet. Forests stretched for countless miles. Rivers flowed untouched toward distant seas. The winds whispered through empty valleys where no voices answered their call. The world possessed beauty, but it lacked witnesses. Many ancient Greek traditions tell us that it was Prometheus who looked upon this silent earth and imagined something entirely new, unlike the immortal gods. These beings would know hardship. Unlike the Titans, they would not possess limitless strength. Unlike the animals, they would possess something no creature had yet been given: the ability to dream beyond instinct, the power to question, to create, to remember, and perhaps to hope. Ancient poets describe Prometheus kneeling beside the banks of a river. His immortal hands gathered cool clay from the earth. Patiently, almost lovingly, he began shaping figures from mud. Each face was different, each expression unique. Some traditions say he formed mankind in the image of the gods. Others tell us he shaped humanity to reflect the limitless potential hidden within nature itself. Whatever the truth may have been, the figures remained motionless, beautiful, yet lifeless. Then came Athena, daughter of Zeus, goddess of wisdom, craftsmanship, reason, and strategy. Seeing Prometheus's creations, she was moved by them. The myths tell us she bent low, breathing the divine breath of life and into each figure. Clay became flesh. Stillness became movement. The first humans opened their eyes. They looked upon rivers, mountains, stars, and one another. For the very first time, humanity entered the world. Life had begun, but survival was another matter entirely. The ancient storyteller Hesiod preserves a fascinating tradition involving Prometheus's brother, Prometheus. His name meant afterthought. If Prometheus carefully considered every consequence before acting, Prometheus often acted first, leaving wisdom to arrive much too late. When the creatures of the earth were created, the task of distributing their natural gifts was entrusted to Prometheus. He approached the responsibility with enthusiasm. To one creature, he granted swift legs. To another, powerful wings. Some received thick fur against winter's cold. Others grew protective shells. Many were given sharp claws, deadly fangs, poison, camouflage, extraordinary hearing, night vision, great strength, speed beyond imagination. One by one, every animal received exactly what it needed to survive. Prometheus admired his work. The forests filled with graceful deer. Lions stalked the plains. Eagles ruled the skies. Wolves hunted together beneath the moon. Each creature possessed its own remarkable defenses. Only then did Prometheus realize something terrible. He had forgotten the newest creation, humanity. There were no gifts remaining, no claws, no wings, no thick hide, no venom, no incredible speed. Humans stood exposed beneath the heavens, a fragile species armed with nothing more than bare hands and curious minds. It was a mistake that could have doomed mankind before its story had truly begun. Prometheus watched these newly awakened beings. He observed them stumble through forests where predators waited. He watched them shiver beneath freezing rain. He saw children cry through long winter nights. They feared darkness, lightning, the howl of wolves, the unknown. Unlike the gods, humans could die. Unlike the Titans, they possessed no immortality. Yet, despite their weakness, Prometheus noticed something extraordinary. They learned. A broken branch became a walking staff. A sharpened stone became a blade. A cave became a shelter. Each generation remembered what the last had discovered. Knowledge could be inherited. It was unlike anything the immortals had ever known. A god required no teacher. A titan needed no instruction. But humanity could build upon yesterday. Every lesson became the foundation for tomorrow. Prometheus saw limitless potential hidden beneath mortal flesh. To Zeus, they were insignificant, temporary, useful perhaps, but hardly equals. To Prometheus, they were unfinished, not weak, simply incomplete. And so, the Titan quietly became mankind's greatest champion. He taught them how to count the seasons by observing the stars. He showed them where rivers flooded each year, leaving fertile soil behind. He instructed them in architecture, writing, animal husbandry, navigation, mathematics, medicine, the reading of omens, the shaping of tools. Every generation became wiser than the last. Many later Greek writers would credit Prometheus with nearly every early human art and science. Whether literally or symbolically, the message remained clear. Civilization itself began with knowledge freely shared. As humanity multiplied, a question emerged. How should mortals honor the gods? Sacrifices became the bridge between heaven and earth. Animals were offered upon sacred altars. Smoke rose toward Olympus. Yet who should receive the finest portions? The gods or humanity? According to Hesiod, a great gathering was held at a place called Mycona. Gods and mortals assembled together. Prometheus was chosen to divide a sacrificial ox. But the clever Titan had already devised a plan. Carefully, he separated the animal into two portions. The first appeared magnificent. He piled gleaming white fat into an enormous mound. Beneath its beautiful surface, he concealed nothing but bones. The second portion looked humble. The meat, rich, nutritious, life-sustaining. He hid beneath the less attractive stomach lining. Then Prometheus turned toward Zeus. His voice calm, his expression unreadable. Great King of Olympus, choose whichever offering pleases you. Zeus examined both heaps. One dazzled the eye, the other seemed almost worthless. He reached toward the shining mound of white fat. The moment he lifted it, the deception became clear. Only bones remained. Prometheus had reserved the nourishing meat for humanity. The gods would receive smoke, fat, and bones. Mortals would keep the food that sustained life. Many scholars believe this myth explained a real Greek religious custom. During sacrifices, the choicest meat was often eaten by the worshippers. The inedible portions, wrapped in fat, were burned for the gods. The legend gave divine meaning to an ancient ritual, but within the story, it also revealed something far deeper. Prometheus had publicly embarrassed Zeus, not through violence, not through rebellion, but through intelligence. Before gods, mortals, and Olympus itself. Some ancient authors suggest Zeus saw through the trick immediately, choosing the bones anyway, because he already intended to punish humanity. Others portray the king of the gods as genuinely deceived. Whichever version one accepts, the outcome remained unchanged. Thunder rolled across Olympus. The face of Zeus darkened. His pride had been wounded, his authority questioned. It was not simply the stolen meat, nor merely a clever deception. It was what Prometheus represented: independent thought, compassion for mortals, a willingness to challenge divine authority. Zeus began to see the Titan differently, no longer a trusted ally, no longer the wise counselor who had once stood beside him during the Titanomachy. Instead, he saw someone dangerous, because wisdom, when joined with courage, could inspire others, and ideas, unlike armies, could not be imprisoned. The seeds of conflict had been planted. Neither Zeus nor Prometheus could now return to the friendship they had once shared. Soon, their disagreement would ignite into one of mythology's greatest acts of defiance. An act that would forever transform the destiny of humanity. An act carried within something as small as a single flame, and that sacred fire still waited within the halls of Olympus. To the ancient Greeks, fire was never merely a flame, it was transformation. A cold meal became nourishment. Darkness became light. Stone became metal. Clay became pottery. Wood became shelter. Knowledge became civilization. Fire was the dividing line between surviving and truly living. Yet Zeus forbade mankind from possessing it. Without fire, humanity would forever remain dependent upon the gods. Prometheus could no longer accept that fate, so under the cover of silence, he climbed toward Mount Olympus. Some traditions tell us he entered the forge of the divine blacksmith, Hephaestus. Others say he approached the sacred hearth of the gods. Regardless of the path, the destination remained the same. Within the halls of Olympus burned an immortal flame. Prometheus reached toward the sacred fire. He concealed a glowing ember within the hollow stalk of a giant fennel plant. Whose pith smoldered slowly, without revealing its light. With careful steps, he descended from the mountain, across valleys, through forests, past rivers, until at last he placed the gift into the waiting hands of humanity. For the first time, mortals lit their own fires. The darkness retreated. The night itself seemed to surrender. The age of civilization had begun. Nothing remained hidden from Zeus for long. When he looked upon the earth, he no longer saw frightened mortals. He saw glowing fires scattered across the land, smoke rising from villages, blacksmiths shaping metal, families gathering around warm hearths, knowledge spreading from one generation to the next. The impossible had happened. Humanity no longer depended entirely upon Olympus. The king of the gods erupted with fury. His thunder shook the heavens. Lightning split the sky. Clouds gathered over Mount Olympus like an approaching storm. This was no ordinary act of disobedience. Prometheus had challenged divine authority itself. If such defiance went unanswered, would others question the gods? Would mortals one day believe themselves equal to Olympus? Zeus resolved that Prometheus would become an example, one whose suffering would echo through eternity. Zeus summoned the divine smith, Hephaestus. Though reluctant, Hephaestus obeyed. Alongside the personifications of strength and force, he led Prometheus to a remote mountain, often identified as the rugged Caucasus. The cliffs rose like jagged teeth against the sky. Cold winds screamed through the stone. No village stood nearby. No friend could hear his voice. There, the Titan was stretched across the living rock. Heavy chains, forged by divine hands, bound his wrists and ankles. Iron-pierced stone. Stone embraced iron. Prometheus did not beg. He did not plead for mercy. He did not renounce humanity. Ancient playwrights imagined him standing silent beneath the storm. His suffering accepted, but his conviction unbroken. For even in defeat, he believed the gift of fire had been worth the cost. At dawn, the beating of enormous wings echoed through the mountains. From the sky descended a colossal eagle. In some traditions, it was the sacred eagle of Zeus himself. In others, a monstrous bird created solely for this punishment. Its talons clung to the cliff. Its beak tore into Prometheus's side. The eagle devoured his liver. To the Greeks, the liver was considered the seat of life, emotion, and vitality. Because Prometheus was immortal, the wound healed each night. The organ regenerated, and when morning returned, so did the eagle, day after day, year after year, century after century. The punishment never ended. No death came to bring peace, only endurance. His agony became one of mythology's most enduring symbols. The price of compassion, the cost of defiance, the burden carried by those willing to suffer so others may flourish. Zeus's anger did not end with Prometheus. He turned his attention toward humanity. If mortals had accepted the Titan's forbidden gift, then they too would know hardship. He ordered the gods to create a woman unlike any the world had seen. Her name was Pandora. Each deity bestowed a gift: beauty, charm, music, grace, curiosity. And with those gifts came a sealed jar. Although often called Pandora's box today, the oldest Greek sources describe it as a great storage jar. She was warned not to open it, yet curiosity proved irresistible. When the seal was broken, sickness spread across the earth. Pain, war, jealousy, greed, old age, despair. Every sorrow known to humanity escaped into the world. Only one thing remained within: hope. For thousands of years, philosophers have debated why. Was hope preserved as humanity's greatest comfort? Or was it withheld, leaving mankind forever searching? The ancient myths offer no single answer. Despite unimaginable suffering, Prometheus possessed one final advantage. He knew a secret, a prophecy. Some traditions tell us he knew that a future child would one day overthrow Zeus, just as Zeus had overthrown Cronus. The king of Olympus demanded the prophecy. Prometheus refused. No amount of torment could force the secret from him. The Titan, who had once gifted humanity with fire, now guarded knowledge with equal determination. Even chained to a mountain, he remained unconquered. Generations passed. Heroes rose and fell. Kingdoms flourished and vanished. At last, one hero crossed the lonely mountains during his legendary labors. Heracles, known to the Romans as Hercules. Seeing the suffering Titan, Heracles drew his mighty bow. One arrow flew true. The eagle fell from the sky. Its centuries of torment ended in a single moment. With the permission of Zeus, who, in some versions, had finally softened, Prometheus was released from his chains. Yet a condition remained. To honor the ancient punishment, Prometheus would forever wear a ring, fashioned from one of his broken chains, set with a fragment of the mountain itself. A reminder that freedom often carries the memory of sacrifice. The story of Prometheus has endured for more than 2,000 years because it speaks to something timeless within the human spirit. He reminds us that every great discovery comes with responsibility. That knowledge can illuminate the world or consume it. Fire warms homes. It also forges weapons. The same spark that cooks bread can reduce cities to ash. Prometheus teaches us that wisdom is not found in possessing power, but in choosing how to use it. As we leave the shadow of Mount Olympus behind, I want to sincerely thank you for walking this mythological journey with me. Until next time, keep seeking wisdom, keep questioning the unknown, and together we'll continue finding enlightenment in the darkness. Good night.